Hey everyone, welcome back to Social Distancing with your boy, Riley Taylor. I'm here with my friend, Alison Haven. So, Alison, one of the questions that I had was, my wife and then other parents that I know, some of my friends, we've been talking about how this whole stuck at home, school at home, social distancing, can't see friends, can't even go to parks. It's driving us nuts.
Yeah.
And so we're just trying to survive. So
True.
my question is, what are some things that we can think about or implement or do differently to just get through the day? How can we survive?
Oh, good question. I think routines are good. Like for kids, they need routines. And so obviously other kinds of routines have gone by the wayside.
Right.
So begin to create a simple routine. I think that's like a practical idea, is just create simple routines. Like maybe you start with Bible time together. You have a certain time where you go outside. You have a time where you read. Maybe you have creative time doing art or painting or whatever it is that you can do. So I think routines is great. And that would be one place to start for sure.
One thing that we've learned very quickly in this is, the temptation to let the kids watch more cartoons.
Oh yeah.
Just so we can cook dinner or something.
Totally.
That's a big temptation.
Right.
But it sort of backfires because it kind of it makes kids, even kids like my kids love Bluey and Tumbleleaf, these shows that are actually really great shows. I actually like them even more than the kids do. The animation's amazing. But it actually kind of drives you nuts. Just too much sitting around. And so I think the routine is really good. And just today, my wife and I were last night and then leading into today, we were like, we got to get back to that 7 a.m. wake up, breakfast. We start school at home right at 8. Yeah. So that we're done by this time. And so we're trying to get back to a simple routine, though.
Yes, simple.
What do you mean by simple routine? Because I think that's an important distinction.
Maybe even have, for me, it might be like, okay, what are our top 3 priorities for the day,
Okay.
And so it could be like, for me, that it's okay, always time with God, but it could be like outside time. It could be reading, try and keep it simple and just, have something to aim for. Yeah. I think I've heard this phrase, I think it's Dave Ramsey says, if you aim for nothing, you'll get it every time. Yeah. So if we can aim for a few things that seem the most important to you and your fam, then that would be a good way to go. Keep it simple.
Really cool. Yeah. That's really cool. What are some of the things that people should be aiming for? You said outdoor time. Yeah. I'm just looking for little ideas. My wife was using, I think maybe Instagram or Pinterest to just come up with fun crafts for the kids. And we did these little crafts to show how germs work with washing hands.
Oh, that's cool.
So you put pepper in a bowl and then you cover your hands in soap and you put it in and the pepper spreads away. And so it's a fun way to teach them to wash their hands. Right. So we're trying to fill our time. But then she goes, man, I've used all the videos I pinned, you know what I mean? I'm kind of out of ideas. That was 5 minutes
and we're done. I have nothing left.
I know. Yeah. I know. So what are some just practical ideas that you found to be helpful?
Well, doing read alouds together too. I know that sometimes you're looking for more things they can do on their own maybe, but read alouds are really meaningful together. Good books together. That's a good thing. And creative times are great if there's some kind of art they can be doing. Outside, I'm always huge on outside time. Fresh air and lumens, light are important, you know. But also just in terms of spiritually speaking, I think, the cross, love God, love others. So it's I like to just be thinking about, how can we do that today? And maybe it's calling grandma or, someone, a neighbor or a friend of the family that that needs encouragement, and just incorporate, have the kids participate in that.
That's good. Okay, so now I want to shift to we've talked a little bit about like getting the kids into a routine and some ideas.
Right.
But what about the parents, especially those who are not able to work, and
Right.
moms that are staying home, moms that are kind of staying home, not able to work. So say we get through the day,
Right.
we survive
Okay.
technically, but in our
Yeah.
minds we're just frazzled, and there's still that emotional toll. What is a way to survive emotionally and spiritually
Yeah.
and just make it through, not just technically, but really flourishing through
Right.
this time?
Wow, that's good, and that can be a challenge when you have little ones, all around you. I mean, here's an example for people who are married, that I just remember this from a parenting book, and Dean and I tried to practice this. We tried to make this work on occasion, and that was what we called couch time. And it was like just literally taking 10 or 15 minutes, where mommy and daddy got to have couch time. That means no one is supposed to interrupt. And of course they do, but then you just have to teach them and train them that, nope, this is our time. You might even set a timer on, and so that they can know that it's going to end,
Yeah.
And you just like start to sort of build a habit of just having the marriage be the priority, so that the kids can visualize it, and it, that they are seeing that mom and dad are making our marriage a priority. And you just have that time to be able to share and talk and, maybe pray together. But if you're a single mom, or if it's just, or even if you each need time on your own,
Yeah.
that is another challenge. And I think maybe you could just maybe give that to each other as a gift. Maybe
It seems like the normal rhythm of like more distinct shared roles.
Right.
Like, so
Yes.
say one person cooks dinner usually,
Right.
or one person usually cleans this, or one person usually, and your things were carved up
right.
fairly neatly.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe that has to just be blurred
Yeah,
a bit.
totally.
And that's an act of sacrifice
Right.
on behalf of everyone in the home.
Yeah.
Would you say that?
I would say that. I say, do what you have to do for survival's sake, but also just to be able to bless each other. Maybe you let your spouse go for a walk on their own. They can have just a nice prayer walk, time alone with the Lord. Maybe they can go out to the car, or whatever, whatever needs to happen for some privacy and
Right,
just
'cause
some
they
alone
can't go
time.
to a coffee shop.
Yeah.
Because that's like my wife will say, hey, I'm just going to go to Target
Yeah,
and stop at Narrative Coffee.
exactly.
I need time alone. I'm like, you go for it. Like,
Yeah.
that's her time.
Totally.
But now Narrative's not open. Target's not open.
No, it
so
might be the car.
It's the car.
It's the
walk.
car. But here is one thing I have found, because we actually we have a small house, and we raised 4 kids in a small house. So I have found that when there's times of constraints, that actually that's where creativity, like it forces you to be creative and resourceful.
Right.
So yeah, and with the Lord's help, I mean, you can find creative and resourceful ways to have time with Him, time alone, time together. It's possible. You just have to press into it.